All right, the Village of Armada Worker Council meeting will now come to order. Will everyone rise for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, please? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all very kindly. I'm going to have the clerk call our roll, please.
Shaw.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Bullock.
Here.
Ballard.
Here.
Sutton.
Here.
Pelkey.
Here.
Collins absent.
Collins is absent. We're going to have the approval of the agenda. What's council's wishes, please?
Mr. President, I'll move the agenda be accepted as presented.
Support.
Moved by Ballard, supported by Shaw. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. Next is, the floor is open up for citizen comments. State your name for the record.
Yeah.
And,
Go next.
Hi, Ed Cooper, 74040 Madison Street. Just have I guess a general question for the council. I was driving my car through on Main Street going east, and I stopped for a pedestrian so he crosses the pathwalk because he's on the pedestrian crosswalk, because it's a law, you need to stop. And I almost got rear-ended. The guy was mad that I stopped for this pedestrian, and I'm like, it's a law, you gotta stop. And then yesterday, my son and I were driving our bikes to the village, and people, I know it's 25, but they were going a little bit faster, and I just feel nobody stopped. We had to wait probably 15 minutes for the cars to clear. So I think we need to have a pedestrian sign like other villages and other cities have, right in the center saying it's a law, you need to be, pedestrians have the right of way. I'm just suggesting that, Okay. So I did talk to Chief and told him I'd be here tonight, and I just would like, I know it costs money and I understand it, but I think a kid's life, walking home from school, crossing the street is more important. So, there's a lot of people walking downtown and trying to, ride their bikes around, so I just.
No, you think this was to do with the flea market possibly too, or no?
It's open. Not even open
yet.
Yeah, but it's gonna.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
It'll get worse, but no, this was just during the week I was driving, and a junior high kid was crossing, and I just stopped because, like I said, it's a law, and this guy almost hit me. And it was a person, I don't know who, but they got mad at me because I stopped. I'm like, I was just.
Is it a law if they're in the street, or is it a law that if they're ready to cross, you have to stop? I'm asking the chief that.
If you got to cross, if people are up there first and you're in a crosswalk, you have the right of way.
In the crosswalk. Right.
In the crosswalk. It's got to be the crosswalk.
Yeah.
Me and Mr. Conlon had some conversation
Cooper,
today.
yeah.
Mr. Wolak, if I can respond.
Sure.
So we had a conversation about that. I just went online real quick. You can buy, pedestrians have right of way crosswalk signs. They were like $80 a piece. I told Mr. Conner that I have a contact at the Macomb County Road Commission, who is the traffic expert guru, and I would talk to him about which way would be the correct way to do that. So we could put, like I saw some signs online, it was like $80 a piece. We would need 8 of them because you're gonna do Burke and Fulton. That's all the corners right there. So we would need 8 signs.
Well, I would think even out by Spencer, they need something to remind people, hey, pay attention to pedestrians. I know you have yellow signs with an arrow, but it's off on the shoulder. Nobody's paying attention. I think if it's in the road, they would pay attention better. My suggestion.
Well, the chief is gonna be an excellent help, and also Mr. Sled in the street commission, and then also Dave Wagner. These 3 gentlemen will talk.
Okay.
We can all assure you that you wanna do that.
Yep.
So,
She's gonna look, he mentioned it to me earlier.
yeah,
And,
so we have 3
whatever he
good,
picks, we'll
3
get.
good men in that
And they
department.
will do the
That's
other
fine. I
stuff.
just figured I'd bring my concern to council.
Very
so-
good, to see you.
And I have his phone number and everything.
Good, if not, I got it.
Now you gotta say we can find it.
Okay.
I got it.
Sorry.
I can find his wife pretty easy,
I
I'm
gotta
sure.
get, I gotta get even with Ed. Even, he's a good guy. Okay,
James got shot.
yeah, Jamie's our next.
Well,
Person.
so good evening, Mr. President and honorable board members. My name is Jamie Green. I live at 68302 Lake Angela Drive in Richmond. I am here tonight to introduce myself to you because I am running for our current state representative's term limited seat for the new 65th District House of Representatives in the state of Michigan. I currently sit on the Richmond City Council, which I have for the past 10 years, and that is why I'm here introducing myself to you today, because I understand the importance of having that local voice in Lansing, and I also appreciate that relationship that the city of Richmond has had with both the village of Armada and Armada Township, and it is a great thing to have. And of course, again, so you will see me, and also Chief, just so you know, I'm out in the streets,
Okay.
door knocking, so if people call, that I'm knocking on their doors and I'm leaving literature down at their street, so I'm working in Armada, getting to know the residents even more than I already do. I'm planning on staying through your meeting, and so I hope to stay back, and if you guys have any questions, please come to me and get to know me better. So thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you for coming. Always good to have somebody fill a seat.
I know.
Jeff,
Yes, Jeff Yard, State Representative for the 33rd House District, which is what Armada is in currently. As part of the redistricting, it'll become part of the 65th, and the district will head somewhat north, up here in St. Clair County. Just again, want to stop in. It's nice to hear, see Councilor Green meeting with all of you, our honorable president, honorable board member, village council members. I will say that, as you all know, I'm very committed to local government. And I've always been available to you. I think Councilor Green would be a great replacement for me. That especially because she comes from local, and everything that I did in Lansing, I think she's well prepared. Continue. We've talked about issues of the wastewater treatment center, trying to resolve issues there. The current budget has money for lead line replacement. Not sure there's going to be enough, but I know that's an issue for Armada. I keep trying to push that I actually think this is really for the state to pick up these costs, since it's a state mandate. I mean, changing out lead service lines is definitely important to the health and safety of citizens, but this is a state mandate and the state should pay it. But I continue to try to push on that issue. There's not enough in there to pay everyone's, but I keep pushing on that very issue. But as I said, I'm just making, from time to time, I try to stop in and be available and, make sure everyone knows that if they have an issue, they can talk to me. As I said, I'll be staying for the meeting, listen to what other issues that might come up that kind of ties to the state. And then if anyone else has any questions, I'm here. Thank you.
so you're here till the term, that's November, right?
December.
To December 31st
Okay,
is the
that's
end.
better.
And make this clear, I am not checked out. I am working, I've been working till the very end. There's a lot that I want to get done. I will tell you that 6 years sometimes is just not enough. I have enough things I can work on for another 6 years. But because there's so many things I want to tackle for EMS and firefighting and local government issues. But it's that if Councilor Green takes over my seat, I think there's going to be a number of things that I'm going to pass over to her to carry on with. But as I said, I will be working to the end. I refuse to check out until it's done.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Anyone else? We'll go on to presentations. We have none tonight. Next is the administrative reports. FB report, treasurers, DPW monthly, and liaisons report. Anyone? Mr. Clark?
Yes,
As you'll see, you have 3 F&B reports. They finally caught up. We have January, February, and March. And I made notation that the call-outs, January we had none, February we had 1, and March we had none. And I think that goes back to now the state of the plant with the updates and also with the alarm system, that they're able to see what the alarms are as to whether it has to come in at 3 in the morning and actually do something, or it's something that can wait till later. It can be taken care of on a normal shift. So hopefully they're all on track now for getting our reports. They're a little bit shorter. I told the guys we don't need all the sheets of all the graphs and all the other things, just the highlights of what's going down at the plant, things they see that we need or things that they have done. So that's all I got right now. Very good, thank you.
Steve, has that circuit breaker been moved down the wall?
Not yet. We're waiting for new lights in the grit room, and when they get those, they'll also move that.
Good. Yeah,
So you don't have to get on a ladder and
yeah, that's
get the
ridiculous.
ceiling. So
That's ridiculous.
yeah, it's gonna be taken care of. Thanks.
Good, thank you.
Mr. President, I've got my usual laundry list. So if you take a look at my notes, the first item, we've moved that to item F under new business. So let me go to the second page. You might recall we had a diaphragm cap issue on the vessels in the water treatment plant. All of the 16 caps have now been replaced. Dave Wagner is very happy to have the old caps because they're pretty heavy and it's good scrap. So we'll buy another bulb or 2 for the Christmas lights with that. But in any case, each of the 4 vessels now is able to be independently shut down for work, or really what I'm looking for here is the media replacement, and the first vessel that is going to have the media replaced is going to be this Thursday, 28 April. The follow-on will be approximately 9 May. So we're in a good place now for the media replacement in the water treatment plant. We did hold our first meeting of the strategic planning and grant submission effort with F&B Engineering this last Friday. Steve was there, Chris was there, Dave Wagner was there, I was there. We had a good introductory meeting, I thought. F&B took home Steve's big sewer treatment plant book with all of the issues on the sewer lines, and coordinated with Chris to do a drive around in the village looking at street condition, curb and gutter, storm sewers. So we're off to a good start on that, and of course that activity is really preparing us for potentially some large-scale infrastructure investments in 2024. The paperwork for the summer intern in the village water and sewer departments is virtually completed. I got another odd piece of paper today, but we'll get that knocked out. And so Adriana Anoni, graduate of Armada High School, class of 2021, University of Michigan, freshman, bioengineering major, will start work on 9 May. We'll have her at the 9 May council meeting to introduce to everybody, probably in her bright orange DPW work shirt. Just a reminder that the next HydroCorp cross-connection inspections is planned for 17 May. As you might recall, this really is the last set of inspection of non-residential inspections for cross-connection and backflow issues. Once they're completed there, they will then do final verification inspections. Everything there should wrap up about the end of July to end that contract. And then we'll be ready to go on and do residential inspections. There was a community heart and soul meeting this last Wednesday that I conducted at my place of business. Had 2 sessions, asked for village leaders to come. It was a credible attendance, so I was pretty happy with that. I don't know that anybody expressed any misforgivings about that activity. That activity, again, is a community-wide visioning effort. It's the village, it's the township, it's the school district, which extends into Ray, and to the north a little bit. So it's to talk to all of those people. I would expect we will start to move forward in a meaningful way in the June-July timeframe. It is completely funded by the Oregon Family Foundation and Four County Community Foundation, our local benevolent group. And so I'm looking forward to that kicking off. Couple alibis not on the sheet. I have a discussion with Macomb County, the Deputy Executive, John Paul Ray, this coming Monday on the trail spur, about Church Street, so it doesn't solve the issue of the crosswalk across North Avenue for the trail, but it really does try to take all of the people that would leave the trail at that point and have them leave the trail to come up into the village and the township off of Church Street. Much more benign street. They go down Church and Burke and they touch everything in the village and the township, and it's much safer. So we're going to have that discussion on Monday. I'm pretty confident we'll get permission to put the spur there, and I'm hopefully optimistic that the county will pay for it, which is even better. Finally, I think everybody is aware of the ARPA money that we got. We've got the first chunk of money, first tranche they call it, of money this last year, and we'll get the second set of money for the village this coming fall, probably October time frame, for the tune of about $180,000 total. It's great for the village to get that. There's a requirement to submit a compliance report to the Department of the Treasury by the 30th of April. Been having a lot of trouble getting past go in that computer program. I have reached out to the Department of Treasury, tried calling their hotline. I've not had a whole lot of luck, but today somebody picked up my trouble ticket and I got a number, and I did attend that webinar that you had mentioned, and they did say that they understand a lot of people are having problems, and while the Treasury is not changing the date right now, it'll be a soft land. Nobody's going to get their money taken back because they have problems getting into the computer system. Once I get into the system, the report's really pretty easy to complete. We know what we're going to put in there. The problem is just getting into it. And so, knocking on wood, we're going to get that resolved. Michelle and I are going to try a different path tomorrow. But just want council to know we're working on it. Okay, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Joe, do you want to bring on about this weekend's event?
Sure. We had the donated tree distribution on Saturday. We had 110 trees that we passed out to village residents. Even towards the end, we passed out a few to township residents too. It was a long, hard, busy day. So the guy on the skidster was getting kind of anxious to go home. So he said, let's open it up to township too. They were beautiful, beautiful trees. You'll start to see them cropping up around town. They've got to be planted by May 15th. So if anybody has a tree that you don't intend on planting, please call us at the office and we'll get that tree out to somebody else while it's still healthy. So a beautiful donation that cost the village residents nothing for these 15-foot trees.
And they're beautiful.
Beautiful. We have sycamore, exclamation sycamore that was distributed, Princeton elm, and
Maple.
Sunset.
Yeah, maple.
no. It's maple, but
Autumn.
autumn blaze.
Autumn blaze.
So they were beautiful trees. To those that picked them up, you've got quite an addition to your property.
Yep.
Great event. Went very smooth.
I should thank the volunteers that were there.
Yes, we had some amazing volunteers that helped pull these 400-pound trees to get them in line for the skidster to pick them up and put them in vehicles. Our apologies to anybody that showed up with a car. Those were not going in the trunk of your car. So the village residents stepped up. They were amazing. all we had to do was ask the guy in front of him or behind him, can you take this guy's tree and deliver it to here in town? Oh, sure. So that happened throughout the day continuously. It was very warm-hearted. So it was a great event. Loved it. And pay attention to the park. Even bigger trees are going in the park.
Yeah, those are
Right now,
Those are beautiful.
they are 20 to 25 feet tall, maybe even some taller. They're gorgeous, absolutely beautiful, and that's made possible by the generous donation from the Lions Club towards trees for the park. So a big thank you to everybody that contributed.
Anything else, Claire?
That's it, thanks.
All
I think
right.
Lyle's got something.
Yes, Police
No,
Commission?
no. No, okay, sorry.
No.
Cross you off.
Park Commission?
They just said it all. The trees coming in and we got, Armada Jam's coming up pretty quick. June 15th, I believe, is the first one. So,
Good.
the park's looking good. We got all, that fencing's all in. The
It
new
does look
trees-
good.
The trees are gonna be a nice addition.
So, we have enough lighting at the park?
Oh, yeah.
Do we?
Yeah, nothing really goes on after 8:30, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we've never been there after dark.
yeah.
Yeah, no.
Actually, the light that's under the gazebo
Okay.
makes it hard to film even.
Just a quick question, that's all.
Yeah.
Good, very good, thank you. And nothing else on the administrative reports. We will move on to the consent agenda. Approval of the regular council meeting minutes, April 11th. Payment of bills, special event, permits, honor fundraisers, in other words, and the agricultural fair parade. So they want to start a new parade, I guess.
Well, they wanna do it because it's their sesquicentennial
There.
this
That's the
year.
point.
Yeah.
So we're easy to pronounce that now.
Yeah, no, that just rolls off the tongue. Amazing, I can still type it.
There it goes.
Mr. President, I'll move the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
Support. Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Old business. Sewer plant update, Mr. Clark, anything?
Yeah, I've just got a couple more things. We're still waiting on the roof that's weather related. Still waiting on the new electric lights in the grit room, waiting, that's a supply issue. And they are getting ready to perform the final grade and grass seeding. We had a meeting last week with Sorensen and Rowe. We walked the grounds, looked things over. The grade they have now is working pretty good. Got some swales in and things are draining off good. They just have to fine tune some things and plant some grass seed, so looking forward to that.
Very good. End of your part. New business. We have our new police chief here. First meeting.
First meeting, so,
Congratulations.
thank you. He's got 1 month on the job now, so I wanted to come in and kind of give you an idea some idea what I've been doing. I got a couple requests, so, I want to thank my officers have been more than helpful. The village offices have been more than helpful, and the council, everybody's been really helpful and nice, so. To go on, so anyway, the first thing I did, I went and had a conversation with Sheriff Wickersham. He assured me that any resources that we need from the county sheriff's department, be it we have a major crime or an accident, serious accident, whatever we need, they're there for us. So it was very easy. He was more than helpful. We are also going to, Mr. Ballard has a letter. We used to, when we arrested someone, they had to go over to Richmond to book them and then take them to the county jail. We're gonna work out I worked something out with the sheriff's department that we are taking the prisoners directly to the Macomb County Jail, and they will book them for us using our OR number, which is our department number. They're gonna handle the printing, everything. You just gotta drop them off, put a bond slip in a booking card. Now, the only issue is they will not do breathalyzers for us. We have to have a breathalyzer operator. Officer Cubitt on midnights is our only breathalyzer operator. Mr. Ballard had asked me about getting the rest of our officers trained in breathalyzer, and I will look into that. So, we still have to go to Richmond just for the breathalyzer, but the county then will, book them. It's gonna, I think, save a lot of time, just drop them off. I think we should be able to save hour and a half out of the village each time we have the rest of them. The sheriff indicated he's extremely short on deputies, like this is a national problem, nobody wants to be a police officer anymore. He could not be, they're starting, Freedom Hill is owned by the county, they're gonna have 2 or 3 concerts a week. All his deputies are gonna be concentrated over there. He could not promise me that he would provide any deputies for the Armada Fair. So I said, if you can, I was concerned with kind of with a mutual aid. He said, well, we'll work something out if I can have you a couple. You know, John Warren, he always ran the beer tent. I then had a meeting with the chief of Romeo and the chief of Richmond, who come over every year for the Armada Fair. More than willing to send us to the officers, and if I don't have enough, I have a couple other ideas where I'll get some more officers that we have enough for the Armada Fair. So I'm not too concerned with that. Okay, due to his, the problem of the shortage of deputies, the sheriff used to run a County 1 and a County 2 car. That was for Bruce Township, Richmond Township, Armada Township, and Ray Township. He cut a lot of deputies out with a lot of different positions, but the one that affects us is there's only a County 1 car out. So that County 1 car has to cover those 4 townships. Most of the time, the state police have a car out, not all the time. So that's what Armada Village, that's what our police department relies on for backup, is the County 1 car. And sometimes they'll call us. So I'm gonna see, especially in the summertime, where our backup may take longer to get here, and they're gonna call us more because the county doesn't have those 2 cars out. So, like I said, I talked to Richmond, had the Richmond and Romeo chief in. They're willing to come over, it's not a problem every year, and I'll get enough officers for the fair. Also, the federal government just put out the bulletproof vest grant. We have 4 of our officers now, including me, have an expired vest. 2 more are expiring in December. Andrew did the last, wrote the last grant. We've already talked to him, and he's working on the next one. So the federal government will pay 50% of the vest, which are about $750 at Call the Uniform Store. So the federal government will be paid half. When I did my interview, I said we'd be looking at body cams. I'm going to bring it back to you. The federal government also just put out a body cam initiative where they'll pay. I didn't quite understand how much they'll pay. It was very complicated. But anyway, Andrew's gonna start writing that grant up too. I talked to the chief at Romeo, who really did his homework and has a real nice product. I think it's a good product, and we can store it right here on our own computer, so we don't have to pay the cloud storage. According to the chief in Romeo, that cloud storage is really what gets you for the expense, not so much the initial cameras. So that's nothing to work on. So hopefully we can get a grant for the whole thing or a portion of it. As we know, in the United States, this whole body cam initiative is a very big issue in policing. I'm going to be coming to you probably at the next meeting with a formal request to sell the dog truck. It's a 2008. No one hardly drives it anymore. Dominic left. He's actually working up at Metamora Township now. He lives there like 5 minutes away. He's an hour and 10 minutes. The dog's been gone, I don't know, 3-4 years. Nobody drives the truck. It's a 2008, so we might as well get the money out of it. It's got a nice radar in it, and I need a new radar in 431, so I believe I can take that radar out of there and put that in 431. So we get our money's worth to sell the vehicle. Also, you know, something my officers were saying is, when Dominic was here, if we had a dog, when you have mutual aid, you really cannot refuse another department the dog. And our #1 priority is to keep the officer in the village at all times as much as possible. And so, not having a dog, and that they can't ask us for us. If we need a dog, which I can't think, I've asked officers, no one ever remembered even need the dog here. We can always get one from the sheriff's department. Clinton Township always has a dog, so.
Also, not to interrupt you, Chief, but we supposedly are going to get a dog. One of the deputies from the sheriff's department already talked to our old chief, so-called.
Well, I had a conversation with him, and but I said, you're gonna have to work shifts, you know. He kind of made it like, well, you know, I take the dog over for PR, but, Mr. Wolnick, the issue is if that dog is working on a shift and someone calls and wants that dog, under mutual aid, I don't know how we can refuse them, and I'm trying to keep the number one priority that we keep the officer in the village at all times. And the second thing is that the dog vehicle, 435, is not in the best of shape, and it's a 2008. So I don't think we want to go to the expense of buying a brand new dog vehicle, and we can't use we can't put the dog in the other two cars. So, and I was just talking about that. I was just reading in the Macomb Daily that the Clinton Township dog was called up in St. Clair County, and you know, if we go to, let's just say we go up to North Avenue in Dayton for an accident, or a little farther to Boardman, we can be back here in 10 minutes. If I send that dog out, that dog might be gone for an hour, so.
Sure.
But also I have a formal request coming at the next meeting. Okay, when I was working part-time, I was working 3 days a week, sometimes 4 days a week, and I needed someone to replace me. So I put an ad in the MCOLS, which is Michigan Commission on Law Enforcement Standards website. You know, that's where all the jobs are listed, looking for a part-time officer. I got 3 responses. I'm hiring a full-time officer from another department, but he only wants to work about 5 days a week. But he's got enough.
Little silver. You.
You know, you can never figure out how to turn that off when that's going
I
on.
have no idea why it went on.
You can ask Chief for a cider.
There he goes. Okay.
Good. Okay.
I only had 3 responses. I hired this, he's in his late 20s, he's got 3 years experience. He's a good guy. My other 2 responses, the other guy was not certified anymore, he lost his certification, and the other one had absolutely no experience. I do not want to bring in an inexperienced officer here, no. So, I'm also making 2 requests from the board for your consideration. I was not involved in the budget process. Our part-time pay now is at $19. I did a little survey. Memphis is $20.25 part-time. Richmond $23.34, and Elmont is $21.25. I mean, that's our market around here. I'm proposing that we put it up $1 to $20 an hour from 19. And also, I'd like to do it what's, I call it a lateral entry. If the officer had 2 years experience, we'd start him at $19.50 and then go to $20 in 90 days. And how I'm gonna propose to pay for it so it doesn't cost the village anything is, Chief Patrick used to schedule an officer 8 days a month during the day to help him out so he could do his chief stuff. I will just work by myself every day, and if I need to have an officer come in because I have to go to the chief meeting or emergency management or whatever, then I will have somebody come in. I can reduce that. I talked to Chief Patrick about that, probably 2 days a month. Like this month, I'm gonna only have somebody come in one day as I went to the chief's meeting. So I figured I can save somewhere around almost 1,100 hours that way. If we added, we have 5,700 hours of part-time pay, so I'm still saving about $6,000. My second proposal is after, Officer Genter, Jeff came to me and wanted a part-time contract. He's been working 4 or 5 days a week, you know, covering all the shifts. The guy's really stepped up to cover all the shifts. And he would like some form of reward in the form of a contract. I told him my only request was that I'd want 4 days a minimum, a week minimum, including any shift, including midnights. Obviously, midnights is my toughest shift to fill. So this would solve my problem of keeping 24/7 coverage. Basically, he's basically working full-time with part-time benefits. Obviously, I can't negotiate the contract, but that's his request to me, and I'm making for your consideration. Also, the last thing is we have a new Explorer budgeted for around $42,000. Our current one only has 73,000 miles and is in really pretty good shape. We had no repair issues or, and in the early 2000s, I ran a car fleet at Clinton Township and we turned the cars over at about 110,000 miles. And our cars at Clinton got beat up. These cars are treated very lovely. You know, you can't really go more than 35 miles an hour anywhere around. So the car's in really good shape. I'm considering getting another year out of it. I called Signature Ford. They said if you want to cancel it, don't matter. I'll have that thing sold before it's even built. So then we can order another one for next year. So that would be alternate years, the cars, and then we can do it that way. This is a 2019, 72,000 miles, and it's still in really, really good shape. So
That makes sense.
I believe that's about it. Does anybody have any questions?
Chief, what I might suggest is you take the budget items and sit down with Joe and just bring it back on the spreadsheet to make the numbers work, and give that to council at the next meeting perhaps, and we can go up or down on it.
If you want to sit in with Lyle and Joe at the same time,
Okay.
then he knows what's going on right away.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you know what just happened at the last meeting though, right? The numbers have changed. We did the approvals of the increases at the last meeting.
Yes, he did.
But does chief know that?
I don't think he did that.
Well,
Well, he would know because he does the payroll. So,
hold on, I'm.
The rate, the part-time officer
They went
rate
up to
changes.
19.
They did.
19,
Yeah,
yes.
he said that, he said he did.
Yeah.
I said it went to 19, but I wanted
No, I got that
to
part.
go up to 20, and how it's gonna pay for it, where it wouldn't cost us nothing. I'm trying to get to the market, which is run. It was interesting, I went to Home Depot over the weekend, and I ran into somebody I know, and they thought I was fully retired, and they go, hey, you wanna come here and work? I said, no, I already got a full-time job. He goes, what did you start at? He goes, $17 an hour, so, working at Home Depot, so. You know, we're only starting here at 18 right now, so like I said, I just want to get it up to the market. I'm looking for some more part-time guys, because it really doesn't cost us anything to have part-time guys other than the $300 uniform allowance. You know, and I want experienced guys, so.
Right.
Michelle, is this from you? Is this MML data?
yeah, that's the MML data, but yeah. I mean, you got time to look at it.
Yeah, I have that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see Almon's in here.
Yeah, I just say,
Belmont is,
sit down with
Belmont's
Joe
not the
and
MML.
Lyle and make sure the budget numbers
They're not the
work.
MML.
Then if we need to do a budget
They're
amendment or
not, but
something
they
like
were
that.
at one, I remember them from before.
Yeah, I don't
Few
think,
years ago.
that, well, if they are, they did, maybe they didn't do, because this is something that the clerks do, every year, just so we can have access to that. That's how we access all of our comparisons.
Right, I brought the ones back that, the Macomb County ones and the ones that were close to us, the market.
Yes, that's why, that's because there's a lot more available on the MML website, but this is comparison population-wise. That's why these ones were pulled.
All right. Next, you're all through,
All
Chief?
set, thank you.
Thank you very much, chief.
Construction Board of Appeals.
We do this
Every year.
every year we have to do it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. President, I resolve to appoint Steve Nickel to the Construction Board of Appeals to a term ending April 24th, 2022.
Oh, no,
No.
2020. Hold on a second. Whoa, I need a calendar. Does anybody got a calendar handy?
Yeah, but you wanted 2024, the other one's.
Well, I wanna make sure the
2024.
April 24th date is
Is
right.
a week.
I need the second meeting in April 2023.
Second meeting in 24th.
Yeah, 'cause I got 24,
It
not
is the
23.
24th.
So the other ones, we gotta change.
Yeah, all those
In
dates will be the
23?
same, but I wanted, what is
Hold
it in 23?
23 is April 24th.
Okay, I just hit, all right, so all of those dates are April 24th, 2023.
Okay.
2023.
Okay, here we go again.
Yeah, sorry.
Resolved to appoint Steve Nickel to the Construction Board of Appeals for a term ending April 24th, 2023, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in section 62.7 of the General Law Village Act 3 of 1895.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Next one. Karis? Are we taking separate?
Yeah, we do them
Yes.
separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to appoint Robin Karas to the Construction Board of Appeals for a term ending April 24, 2023, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in section 62.7 of the General Law Village Act, Act 3 of 1895.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Next, Mr.
No, Lyle can't do this one.
No.
No, you can't do this one.
Mr. President, I resolve to appoint Lyle Ballard to the Construction Board of Appeals to a term ending April 24th, 2023, subject to the appointee meeting the qualifications set forth in section 62.7 of the General Law Village Act, Act 3 of 1895.
Support that.
Moved and supported. Clark, Belkey?
Yep.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried.
Abstain.
Next is backhoe, Mr. Slideway.
We're gonna go here. There we go. Yep, no, that's the first, I just want to make sure I have the rest of the backup stuff that I gave it to Michelle, but thank you. So yes, we did, as we had from our budget, looking at replacing our backhoe loader, we did get a couple quotes. One from Deere and then the other one from New Holland in Richmond. The New Holland quote was substantially cheaper. Both are gonna take 5 to 8 months to get with today's market, but we also don't have to have, we can control our own trade-in. Destiny too as well on that one. So I was gonna propose going with the New Holland model. And then also have to, I don't know if it needs to be part of our motion, but then putting the current one out on
The bid
the bid
system.
system, yeah.
You can just say at the end and to place.
After delivery of the new one.
Yeah, and to, yeah.
All right, replace, what is it right now? What is the backhoe right now?
Ford.
It's a Ford?
Ford.
Well, we could just say the current backhoe
Yeah.
Yeah.
and, backhoe, the online bid source, I don't know what it is.
Yep,
What it's called.
Bid source.
Once the new one is in.
And when we do that, do we want to put some kind of minimum bid?
We can, but what I've been doing is not and saying it all, and then have a caveat is we have reserved the right to
Okay.
refuse all
You know what,
offers,
why
any
don't
and
we
all
just,
offers.
why don't we just take that whole, we'll just bring that back when you're ready to sell in 5 to 8 weeks, rather than
5 to 8
put in
months.
there, yeah,
That's fine.
just take
I'm
that
okay
off,
with that.
and when you bring it back, then we'll have a better.
Okay. So this is from New.
They gave us that bid in writing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's right here. So it's from Richmond, New Holland.
Correct. Yep, for a model number B.
Well, you don't have to give it to me right now, just when you do the motion.
95, okay. I was giving you the pieces of the motion, then I'll do it all.
Okay. I can find it, hang on.
Top, first sentence, top.
B95D.
Yep.
Okay.
With the, obviously with the premium stereo system.
You want the four-wheel drive also, right?
That has to have a radio. I don't think it does.
It's fine, it's a
I think
standard.
they come.
It's a
Comes with
standard
it.
deal.
It's a standard
Come
deal.
on.
So this is a New Holland, all right, so for model number B95D, New Holland backhoe, all right,
Mhm.
okay.
Well, you mentioned going four-wheel drive.
Yes,
Do we want it?
absolutely. I wouldn't have one without it.
Is that gonna change the price though?
It changes it
Another-
to
About $9,000.
96,586.
Oh, I'm sorry, all right. How much did you budget?
Not bad.
No, 80-something thousand.
It's like 84.
Yeah, like 84.
Because originally we were doing 54,
Yeah, that's a big jump.
and then the price came in a lot higher.
Myself, a radio in that tractor, it's
Well,
not
You
safe.
know what? With four-wheel drive and extended boom backhoe, the
Right.
extended boom was about 5. We don't necessarily need the extended boom now, but
They would.
you do? Okay, so that's, I mean, that's where the 10, that's where the extra money's coming from.
Well, I just worried about the budget, it's budget sake.
Yeah, we'd be over about 12,000 over budget.
Yeah, do a budget amendment.
The tractor we have now is
Yeah.
just two-wheel drive, I believe.
Yeah, but if you ever saw them load the snow,
I know, I know.
Mm-hmm.
It's,
You know, with the snow plowing itself, I would buy four-wheel.
yeah, it's a matter of what we have in the budget too, I don't.
Well, we don't buy it now then. That's an option.
Well, we could do a budget amendment, or we go with the two-wheel drive.
I'd say,
I'll go with the budget amendment then.
Do we wanna add on the end to have you sign it, Steve, or,
Yeah,
Chris?
yes, please.
And to allow the street administrator to sign on those behalf?
So 96.
like I said, I don't see we need radio. Someone, operator's gonna have a set of headphones on, going down the street.
no, these here, they don't have headphones on. They're right there, just turn off.
Dash radio.
I don't think you can get rid of it.
It's not something.
I think it's standard, I
not
don't
gonna
know if you
change.
can get rid of it.
It's not gonna change. Okay.
What year is the New Holland? I'm sorry, the Ford, our current.
Oh, our
vehicle?
current, it's a good question, I don't remember now.
I know it's getting older and we've put it in the budget time and time and time again, and
Well, I
Keep
think
throwing it
let's delay it till the next meeting. Get some of these answers.
Well, that doesn't change that though, but again, and then we'll go get new quotes, I guess, because the quotes expire now.
Yeah, expire on the 22nd.
I mean, I don't have a problem with it.
So bring back the next Thursday.
No, I wanted, I would say I would go forward with it anyways, I don't need the answers to other questions.
Make your motion, Rick.
What do you think, Ron?
Make your motion.
Okay. So I'd like to make a Michelle, did we want to change DPW to superintendent?
Oh, I already had that. Nope, I did have that on there.
Do you want it to be me though?
It doesn't matter, when you,
Yeah.
all right, to allow
Make
the
it to
street
me.
administrator.
Yeah, that's fine, I think that's
Good lord,
better.
this thing's a mess.
It is.
Okay,
To allow the street administrator to sign and approve the quote from Richmond, New Holland for a model number B95D.
New Holland backhoe.
New Holland backhoe in the not to exceed amount of 96,586. $96,586.
Support.
Well, I sort of like to see what I mentioned when I came in, Chris. I'm a big John Deere fan. I have 3 John Deere. The first one I bought, and that was in Richmond. Second one I bought in Lapeer. I did save money on it. And my big one, I saved quite a bit of money on it. So the thing is, I sort of would like to see us go to another John Deere dealer and get a bid from them. I don't care where it's at. They're all dealers.
All dealers at list price of the 310 is $173,000, less the state contract discount. So which everyone has to maintain, and then it's what they want to discount on top of that. And their price was still higher when we have to trade in the old model as well.
I like the idea of the Holland. It's not a tractor that's built as strong by looks even, to my estimation. Like I say, I've had 5 tractors already. In fact, I had 6 at one time. I've been the old farm boy.
What do we have to do if we bring it back to the next meeting? You gotta go out and get new bids?
Yes.
No, we still need, I mean,
But,
yeah,
we got to vote.
yeah.
Well, we're not discussing it at the moment,
We are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
discussing.
Yeah.
so, I mean, are we losing anything by, aside from the work that's gotta get put into getting revised bids, going back out and checking on some of this? Just
I don't think there's going to be any better. They're not going to touch that price that much. That's too big of a gap from one dealer to the next even.
I just thinking to ask another dealership or,
They may not go, I mean, I understand it.
Yeah, even if they did, they'd have to come down
Yeah.
20% even to get close.
And if we rebid it, it might even be higher, because I'm sure other people are waiting in line for tractors.
Yeah, sure. 5 to 8 month delivery. Yeah.
Mr. President, I'll call the question. Let's vote.
call for a vote.
Okay,
Roll call.
Roll call.
roll call,
Yep.
spending money.
Sleds,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes,
Wolock.
No. Motion carried. Fulton Street grading,
Yes, Mr. President. So one of the things that came up at when we were talking Lathrop Street, and some other street activities leading into our F&B talk, was regrading the shoulders on Fulton. They're well past overdue. We did get a quote from Toto Contracting. The timing is perfect for it because they actually have the machine for it and will be doing other work with it, so we're right in that window of time, perfect time. The question came up, it is a 23A crushed limestone, is the material, which normally is a 10 to 15 year life. And obviously, depending on water, freeze, thaws out, can change that, but that's its typical life expectancy. They did give us the quote of $43,000 to prep and fill the shoulder and take care of the traffic control and sweeping, street sweeping.
do you have any idea how long it'll take? Talking 2 or 3 day situation?
A couple.
Okay. I think it's needed. I know
Sure is.
the shoulder is really falling away in front of my house. and it just tends to break off the edge of the pavement, so.
And it's a good drop, like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like down
Well,
by
and I
the
think it'll
funeral.
add some more years to Fulton Street, so I think it's money well spent.
What is council's wishes?
Well, Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to accept the agreement between the Village of Armada and Telto Contracting, Inc. in the not-to-exceed cost of $43,000 to prep and fill the Fulton Street shoulder with 23A limestone, traffic control, and street sweeping.
Support.
Moved and supported. Sled, Ballard,
Yes, sir.
any further discussion?
You gotta understand those, it's a budget
It's a
amendment
budget amendment, yep.
in the street fund.
Okay. Yes,
Sleds,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Pelkey,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Bullock.
yes. Motion carried. Budget amendment?
Okay, you have a copy of the first budget amendment for the year, current year 22-23. You have a copy of
At least
the
I'm not the-
amendment itself, and it also gave you a screenshot of just the portion of the budget and where the error occurred. You can see where the arrow is. Excel only picked up that bottom portion of that column instead of going all the way up to the top of the column. So that is fixed, and it adjusted the budget by $79,800, bringing the projected fund balance for the general fund from $789,959.78 to $710,159.78. And it is budget amendment number G-01/22-23.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to increase the general fund expenditures of account number 170-000, line item general government, by $97,000, bringing the total estimated fund balance to $710,159.78.
Support.
Moved and supported. Ballard, Clark,
Yeah.
any further discussion? If not, all,
Ballard,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Pelkey,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Sleds,
Yes.
Bullock.
yes. ARP, CLFRA, reallocation?
Yeah, the acronyms here kill you.
Yes, they
Let me
will.
try to make it simple. We talked about ARPA funds earlier at the meeting here. That's that total of $180,000.
Hold on a second, is there a mistake on the
No, I'm
amount?
just curious too, it says that the line item general government by 97,000?
It adjusted it by
Or
97,000.
did it adjust it by 79,800?
It adjusted the general fund budget, but that line item is adjusted by 97, you're not taking into account that the 17,200 that was already in there.
It's already, okay, I just wanted to make sure.
So
that
it
we-
adjusted that bottom line at 17.
Okay, all right, because the, the general didn't change by 90,000.
No.
It changed by the 79.
The change is
Okay.
79.
Okay, gotcha.
But the line item.
But the line item
Yeah.
changed to
Okay.
97. Okay, that's, we're just checking to make sure.
So it's already 17,900. 17.
Good. Thank you, Joe. Good? Yes, go ahead, Russ.
Okay. So again, we have $180,000 we're getting from the federal government for COVID relief. Back in October, I got the council with Steve's permission to take all of that money and not split it out between water and sewer, but rather use it for a water sewer project, which was the arsenic detention facility that we're trying to construct down by the DPW building as a replacement for what is currently there, which is also an arsenic detention facility, but it's inadequate. Council approved that. Since that time, we went back to Rowe, our village engineer, and asked them to get an updated cost estimate for the project. Well, the project went from $280,000, so we only had to come up with $100,000, went from $280,000 to $570,000 for that arsenic detention facility. So while it's great to have the $180,000 to apply to that, still can't do that project because the cost has gone out of sight. So dropping back and regrouping and looking at what we can use that ARPA money for reasonably within the next couple years. It has to be fully expensed by 2025. So the obvious project to me is get the rest of the water treatment vessels media replaced. So we're replacing vessels 3 and 4. We're doing that as we indicated, the first vessel coming up this Thursday and the next vessel in May. Good, Mark?
Go ahead.
Okay. But we have not done vessels 1 and 2, and it would be ideal, has always been ideal, to replace all 4 vessels at one time. So what I'm going to propose is to amend that original council vote to reallocate the money from the arsenic detention project to finishing the vessels at the water treatment plant. In other words, getting the media for vessels 1 and 2. And we just got done with a project that puts valving on all of those tanks. So that is done, and that makes the process easier. Is there oxygen in the tank?
Yeah. Okay, I took it up to 2.
Or up to 3.
3. I hear it now. We don't have 3 yet, we have 3 or 4.
Okay.
Right.
Huh? No. I just caught it.
I'm paramedic.
I know. That's why we're taking your lead here.
She's gonna bring me a new tank.
Yeah, you got some time.
Yeah. Yeah, very good.
Okay, so if you look at the sheet, there's a bunch of dollar figures on the bottom.
Is it working?
But the long story.
I need her cell phone number. Go ahead, Done. Go ahead.
Okay. I just don't want the president to keel over here.
No, God, no.
So,
Michelle, what do you need a new tank?
Yeah.
Would you want me to go
I'll
to
get-
Lars' house and get it?
No, she'll
Let me call, I can call.
It's right there by the door.
so again, long story short is that this reallocation puts completing the media replacement in the water treatment plant, puts that within our reach. It's still going to cost us about $200,000 to do it, but it's it gets that project done. So I'm going to make a motion. Let me take that back. I'm going to resolve to amend the motion adopted at the October 25, 2021 regular village council meeting, allocating the estimated $179,507 in American Rescue Plan Act, Corona's local fiscal recovery funds in their entirety from construction of a new arsenic detention facility to purchase of replacement G2 media for vessels 1 and 2 at the village water treatment plant.
Support.
Okay.
Need to get the.
So Russ, it says we got deposits on both?
What's that?
We got deposits out there on phase 1 and 2?
We've got, without getting too complicated here,
You'll go back.
so we're into phase 1.
Yep.
We have paid a deposit in phase 1. We have a balance pending
Yep.
when they're complete, probably at the end of May. We have paid nothing to phase 2. So
Okay, that's a future deposit.
That's a future.
Got it.
I might add that McIntyre's Water Services has indicated that the price is going down, so I want to jump on this while I can. I don't have a new quote, but they're in the process of making it.
Probably in the shower.
Sorry.
That one.
It's all good.
All right.
No moment.
Didn't they get upstaged by the village council president, but
Yeah. Okay, are you?
is he getting oxygen?
Let's go.
I think so. I hear it.
You
Okay,
can hear it, yeah.
all right. Well, that's the little,
Yeah, well, no, I can hear it. I hear some
No, it's on.
buzzing. I'm not gonna touch anything.
okay. All
All
right,
right.
so motion's been made and seconded.
Who seconded?
Shaw.
Okay. And I'm gonna do a,
Do you need to do a voice for
Roll call.
yeah.
Yeah.
Belkey,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes?
Baylor,
Yes.
Sleds,
Yes.
Mark, Bullock.
Yeah.
Okay, thank
Motion
you.
carried.
Okay. Now we can just get it done. Just get a meeting.
A little excitement?
A little bit of excitement. Do you want me to finish? I can.
No, no,
All right, I
no.
don't want you to,
Policy, when we,
Upcoming items?
kind of,
Yes, right.
agenda items.
any up and coming items?
I believe the police chief wants to come back on.
Yep.
Yep. I've just
figure
been
it
giving
out.
you guys
It's
updates
okay.
on the work of the water treatment plant. So,
Okay, all right.
I'll have the additional amendments for you.
I'd say we got
Additional
two
amendments?
amendments.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Huh?
Yeah, keep
Okay,
that.
I'm gonna put that.
Yeah, keep that.
Citizens' comments?
The citizen comments at this time, floor is open up again. Name for the record,
Nope.
3 minutes.
Council, any council comments? Oh, here.
We'll put it in.
Yeah. Well, let's just, how about we just get the
Yeah,
meeting
yeah.
done, that way this isn't being done on camera.
You bring it up right there, please.
All right,
Council comment?
any council comments?
Any
Okay, we
council
don't have any of
comments?
that
Wrap
either.
this up, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
thanks, Mary.
Thanks, Mary, sorry.
I have one item that I wanted to put out there too, in relation to the trees that we just gave out. We have 25 more crimson maples coming Tuesday or Wednesday. Just call the office and I can let you know what to do to get those. And I also have a limited amount of small pines. So if you're interested in any of those trees, just give me a call here at the village office, 586-784-9151.
Yeah, Joe, I'm just gonna throw in the fact that we've got the 30 trees from Fort County that I gotta
Yes,
pick up.
we still have
as well.
additional ones coming.
I don't think there's any restrictions on them.
These small maple that we have right now are so small, they're
Think
not
these balls
dirt
are
balls. They're wet root, so very easy to plant,
It's good.
not heavy at all.
So these crimson maples are, is that what you're saying about?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. That was an issue with the trees last weekend, that they were so big and so
Yeah.
hard to handle.
Usually stays at 3.
Very
5 years,
beautiful.
15 years, 30 years, I mean.
Yep,
Okay, we don't have any close
Thanks,
sessions,
Joe.
No closed session, Warren?
No closed session. You got to go ahead.
Wow.
The time is 8:11. I move to adjourn.
Support.
Bump it.
Belkey?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye. Okay.
Good, motion carried. Meeting adjourned.